A 1963 Ferrari GTO just sold for $70 million, and it doesn't have a single driver assistance system, touchscreen, or USB port. This debate has lasted for decades because both sides have strong arguments. Classic cars offer a unique feeling, while modern cars provide comfort and reliability. In the end, the better choice depends on what you want from a car. So, stay with this, because by the end, the answer might not be what you walked in expecting. Starting with the case for classics, and it's stronger than the nostalgia crowd gets credit for. What classic cars get completely right: there is a physical, immediate, unfiltered quality to driving a well-sorted classic car that modern engineering has not replicated. It has replaced it with something different. And different is not always better, depending on what you're looking for. In a 1960s or 70s sports car, the steering has no electronic assistance. That means the road surface communicates directly through the steering column into your hands. Every texture, every camber change, every shifting grip level arrives as information you can feel rather than information a computer has already processed and filtered before it reaches you. Driving enthusiasts who have experienced both describe the classic steering feel as the difference between hearing music live and hearing it through earphones. Both are the same song. The experience is not the same. The mechanical simplicity is equally significant. A 1973 Porsche 911 Carrera RS has an engine with components you can identify, understand, and in many cases, replace yourself with basic tools and a service manual. There is no proprietary software. No sealed module requires dealership diagnostic equipment to interrogate. When something goes wrong, the relationship between cause and effect is usually visible and logical. That accessibility creates a quality of ownership, a genuine connection to the machine, that modern cars have engineered out of the experience in the pursuit of reliability and emission compliance. And then there is the way they look. Classic proportions, long bonnets, short overhangs, glass houses that prioritize visibility and elegance over pedestrian impact regulations produce silhouettes that remain genuinely beautiful decades after production ended. A 1961 Jaguar E-Type, a 1957 Mercedes 300 SL, a 1967 Lamborghini Miura. These are objects that stop people walking past them on the street in a way that almost no modern car manages, regardless of its price point. The emotional case for classics is real. The practical reality is considerably more complicated. What classic cars get completely wrong. Owning a classic car as a daily driver is a commitment that most enthusiasts are not fully prepared for until they are already committed. Reliability is the obvious challenge and the most persistent one. A well-maintained classic from a reputable previous owner, serviced regularly with correct parts, will be dependable within reasonable expectations. But reasonable expectations in classic car ownership are calibrated very differently from modern car ownership. Electrical systems in British cars from the 60s and 70s, Lucas Electrics in particular, developed a reputation for unpredictability that became so embedded in car culture that jokes about them are still made at classic shows today. Cooling systems need monitoring. Carburetors need tuning with seasonal temperature changes. Rubber seals age regardless of how carefully the car is stored. Parts availability varies dramatically by marque and model. For a popular classic, a Porsche 911, a Jaguar E-Type, and a classic Mini, the aftermarket is comprehensive and global. For a less celebrated model, sourcing a specific component can become a months-long research project involving specialist suppliers across multiple countries and the occasional piece of genuinely irreplaceable original stock. Safety is the conversation that classic enthusiasts tend to have quietly. A 1960s sports car has no crumple zones engineered to modern standards, no airbags, no electronic stability control, and braking distances that a modern family hatchback would significantly better. The driving experience is more engaging, partly because the margin for error is narrower and the consequences of exceeding it are more severe. That is part of the appeal for some people. It is a significant concern for others. Running costs accumulate in ways that spreadsheets at the point of purchase rarely fully capture. Specialist labor charges premium rates for good reason. The knowledge required to work on a carbureted points-ignition, pre-electronic car correctly is genuinely scarce, and getting scarcer as the generation of mechanics trained on this equipment retires. The classics have real limitations. But the modern car argument isn't as straightforward as the technology suggests. What modern cars get completely right. A current generation Mercedes S-Class will cover 200,000 miles with routine servicing and statistically minor intervention. It will start on the coldest morning without complaint. It will maintain its lane position on a motorway at 130 kilometers per hour while the driver adjusts the climate control. In a serious accident, its structure will absorb energy in a precisely engineered sequence designed to keep the occupants alive. These are not trivial achievements. Modern safety technology represents one of the most significant improvements in automotive history and deserves to be stated clearly without apology. Between the introduction of mandatory seatbelts, crumple zones, airbags, ABS, electronic stability control, and autonomous emergency braking, road fatality rates in developed countries have dropped dramatically over 4 decades, despite vehicle numbers increasing enormously. Modern cars keep people alive in accidents that would have been unsurvivable in a 1960s equivalent. That matters more than any driving sensation argument. Performance levels available in current production cars are historically extraordinary. A current Porsche 911 Turbo S reaches 100 kilometers per hour in 2.5 seconds. A BMW M3 GTS laps the Nürburgring faster than supercars from 15 years ago that cost 5 times as much. A family SUV from a mainstream manufacturer produces more horsepower than a 1980s supercar and does it while achieving reasonable fuel economy and passing every emissions test a European government requires. Connectivity and comfort have reached levels that make long-distance travel genuinely comfortable rather than merely tolerable. Navigation that updates in real time, sound systems that reproduce studio-quality audio, seats that heat, cool, massage, and adjust to save positions for different drivers, climate control that maintains a precise temperature regardless of ambient conditions. These are meaningful quality-of-life improvements that accumulate over thousands of miles of real-world use. But modern cars have a problem that money alone cannot solve. What modern cars get completely wrong, the thing that almost every serious car enthusiast agrees on, regardless of their preferred era, is that modern cars have become progressively harder to feel emotionally connected to, and that disconnection has accelerated significantly in the last decade. Electric power steering removes the road feel that classic steering provided. It can be tuned to simulate weight and feedback, and some manufacturers do this with considerable skill, but simulation is not the same as the unfiltered mechanical reality it is simulating. The information arrives processed rather than raw. Aerodynamic and safety regulations have pushed modern car design toward a visual similarity that makes distinguishing one manufacturer's product from another genuinely challenging at speed. Pedestrian impact regulations require bonnets at specific heights. Aerodynamic efficiency demands specific rooflines. The result is a generation of vehicles that are technically superior to anything that preceded them and considerably harder to feel passionate about from the outside. The software dependency of modern cars creates a relationship with the manufacturer that classic ownership never imposed. Over-the-air updates that change vehicle behavior without the owner's meaningful input. Features are locked behind subscription payments for hardware that is already physically installed in the car. Diagnostic systems that require manufacturer-specific equipment actively limit independent repair. Owners of modern cars are increasingly users of a product rather than owners of an object, and that distinction carries real consequences for long-term relationships with the vehicle. Depreciation on modern cars, particularly modern luxury cars, is severe and well documented. A current generation luxury saloon loses a significant portion of its value within 3 years, regardless of condition or mileage. A well-maintained classic from a desirable marque does the opposite. The 1963 Ferrari GTO that opened this video sold for $70 million. Its original list price was approximately $6,000. The investment case for significant classics is no longer theoretical. So where does that actually leave the argument? The honest answer is that these are not competing products serving the same purpose. They are fundamentally different experiences with the same basic description. A modern car is a sophisticated, safe, reliable, technologically extraordinary transportation device that will carry you comfortably and quickly across any distance in almost any conditions, with a level of competence that no previous generation of vehicle could approach. It will not let you down on a cold morning. It will not require adjustment before a long journey. It will not ask anything significant of you beyond fuel and scheduled servicing. A classic car is an experience, a physical, mechanical, sensory engagement with an object that communicates in ways modern engineering has moved beyond. It asks more of you. It rewards the attention you give it. It connects you to a period of automotive history when the solutions to engineering problems were visible, logical, and human in scale. And it will likely be worth more in 20 years than it is today, which is a sentence almost no modern car purchase allows. The people who understand both tend not to choose between them. They own a modern car for the reality of daily life, and a classic for the days when driving is the point rather than the method. Neither side of this argument is wrong. That's the part that makes it genuinely interesting rather than just nostalgic. Modern cars are objectively superior by almost every measurable standard. Classic cars are irreplaceable by almost every emotional one. The best answer, if budget permits even a modest version of it, has always been both. One for the road, one for the feeling. Subscribe, we cover both worlds, and we never get tired of the argument.